Hey guys, so this is Aaron here. Um, this is a little bit late, I know. I'm actually doing the next video on my build here. The rail, I actually got that a while ago, like a week or so. Um, I forgot to make the video though because I made a short one for a couple of guys at work, and yeah, I kind of forgot to put the actual one online. So that's what I'm doing now. Right now I do have the 30 round PMAG in there. I normally have the little 20 rounder in there, which fits a lot slimmer in, but right now it's in working condition, so even though it's not optimized for home defense, I want it to be able to be used if absolutely necessary. Even though I've got a 12 gauge and a 9 mil, 12 gauge goes with me, or the 9 mil goes with me, 12 gauge stays at home, and yeah, so sorry I'm a little tired right now. But yeah, got the rail system on the front here. The sights there, those are not actual, well, I mean, like, they're sights, but they're not like, I guess what you'd say, real sights. I mean, they'll work, but they came off of my paintball gun that I got sitting down there. Well, can't really see it, but I got a paintball gun down there that I bought a couple years back, and I didn't have any sights for this, and I don't have enough for the mag pull set yet, so um, I just took these ones. Are just little two pieces of crappy aluminum pop metal, basically, that were made into rough iron sights. I mean, they'll definitely work. You can definitely use them. I mean, you can definitely see the quality's not that great on them, but main focus is the Troy quad rail. Oh, not a quad rail. It's Troy Industries. God, I can't remember what it's called now. It's made by Troy Industries. It's a 50-inch. It was like an Alpha Battle Rail or something like that. But it's really high quality. I got done installing it. It holds really well. It sits in there really nice. Everything's nice and snug. There's no rattle. Fully free floated. Um, all in all, it's a very nice system. So I really like that, and it doesn't have the annoying full-length rails along the side of it. So, because that was one of the things I was concerned with, is the quad rail system adds way too much weight. Most of them are too short. They cut off, like right around in here, so which leaves the gas block exposed. Whereas with this, it goes all the way over to cover the gas block, which sits about right here. But the other thing was the weight. This is an aluminum handguard, so having extra rails going all the way along here, number one, I'm going to have to cover them so they don't get snagged on anything, and I'm going to have to get a cover and a half for each side, and I also have to do the same thing on the bottom, and just extra weight, just extra that I didn't want. Whereas this Troy just has the full-length top rail, the two little side rails, and then the bottom rail there. And I'm just going to throw a little bipod on down there, and then probably not even stick anything on those side rails. I don't even know if I'll keep those on there, but yeah, rails in, almost done. The only thing left is the scope for it, although I'm probably going to be holding off on that for a little while until I can get it, but I kind of want to focus on the carbine build, because I've realized that it's not going to be finished in time for hunting season. So, and I want to get some practice in with it first, because this is not exactly your traditional hunting rifle. Being a 5.56, it's not what most people would be using for a rifle, and it's not going to be really what I'm expecting, probably, based on previous shooting, because the only other thing I've shot is a 22, and this is a little bit different. Roughly similar caliber, but a lot different performance. Plus the fact that this thing right now weighs in at about 10 pounds, and by the time I'm finished with the scope is going to weigh in at about 11 pounds, and that's unloaded. Bumps up to 12 with a 20 round PMag full of ammo in there. So lugging around a 12-pound rifle that is over 3 feet long, yeah, it's going to be a little awkward, but it's how I want to choose to do things, so that's what I'm going to end up doing, is basically using it as a precision rifle. But the biggest thing is going to be getting used to the weight, because by comparison, I was looking at another rifle online. It's a semi-automatic AK design. I think it was called the Vepr, or VEPR, which uses the 7.62 by 54R, weighs 7 pounds, and is still semi-automatic. A little bit more recoil, but you know, it would be a lot more suited to hunting versus this thing. But this is how I wanted to choose to go, so I will adapt and figure it out. But I got that. The other thing I also got was this M4 barrel here. I think it's a Wilson. I can get this thing to focus here. Come on. My tablet is not focusing. Come on. Anyways, it's a Wilson Arms 5.56 with a 1 in 9 twist rate. So that's the barrel I'm going to be using. Still kind of going back and forth on the different forward sights I'm going to be using. I'm thinking about the Magpul M-Bus system, or the Magpul backup iron sights, or just a little pair of flip-up iron sights. I'm thinking about doing something like either having like the barrel and then gas block be here with a rail on top, and then the handguard here, and then mounting my forward, the front sights onto here, or just having a full-length gas or handguard that covers a low-profile gas block, and then mounting it directly on top of there with the free float. But I'm still kind of going back and forth on what to do for that. So, and I'll probably end up getting rid of the carry handle for the the Magpul M-Bus system, because I don't want to really have a whole lot of extra weight on it. But like I said, right now this thing is, when it's out hunting, is going to be around 12 pounds of rifle lugging around, whereas once I finish with it, it should, as carbine build, it should be a heck of a lot lighter, because I'm putting on just a little standard M4 collapsible stock A3 style, the lightest thing I can get. This was about the lightest barrel I could get besides a pencil barrel, but I like the M4 barrel a little better, mainly because of the threading. And also there's, I can't say it didn't affect my decision, but bayonet lug, just because people say it's evil. So now I've got a bayonet lug, so if I ever want to, go like go out and get a grenade launcher or something and attach it to my rifle, now I can go pay a couple $1,000s and a bunch of paperwork and stuff and have the ability to mount a grenade launcher to my home defense carbine, because, best way of defending your home, what better than a grenade launcher? 2 feet away, no problem, just blow them back out the door. You'll be fine. Yeah, I honestly find that a little laughable. I know it's off the subject, but the whole thing with people saying that the bayonet legs are bad because you can mount underbarrel grenade launchers or bayonets on there, I would not mount a bayonet on a home defense rifle if you paid me. Myself, my 2 cats, and Shariah, my I should say significant other, yeah, we are way too clumsy to have a bayonet mounted on a rifle. I would not do that. chances are somebody would end up knocking it over and chopping off their toe or stabbing themselves or something. And grenade launcher, that's just stupid. I mean, seriously. Might be fun for going out to the range, you know. Hey, want to watch $30 explode? Check this out. Funk. There goes $30. Probably a conservative guess on price, but anyways, I wanted to go with that. I'm gonna have that barrel, and then probably gonna end up getting another upper receiver. Don't think I'll get the new bolt or charging handle because I can just pull those out of this one when I swap it over. But I definitely want to get the new upper. That way I can just kind of, you know, pop the two pins, pull the whole hunting upper off, put on the or pull the hunting upper off, swap out the stock, and then just pop the carbine upper on and click a couple buttons. I'm good to go. But yeah, that was one of my things I got for Christmas was the M4 barrel. So next one I do, as far as the videos, is probably not going to be for the hunting rifle build. I'm still working on the Ar-15 build. Technically, it is built right now. As it sits right now, I can take the thing, charge it, it'll cycle ammunition, fire, do anything that a standard AR will. The only problem is the sights are really crappy, and it's a 10-pound rifle. Well, actually, it's more like 11.5 pounds with 30 rounds of the 5.56 in there. But yeah, next time I do a video, it'll probably be the conversion over to the home defense carbine. So as far as other things that are going on there, I'm still kind of deciding. I want to make it more of a bare bones AR. Like, there's certain things that it's going to have on it, like a flashlight and a laser sight. I mean, those are simple musts. Iron sights are also a must. I want the thing to be basically, for home defense use, as light as possible and as simple as possible. I don't want to have to, you know, go over there and pull out a instruction manual for an F-15 and, you know, sit there flipping switches and wait, hold on, don't rob me yet, you know. I gotta sit there and flip all the crap on my rifle on, you know, deploy the 6 bipods and make sure all the foregrips are correctly angled and adjusted, make sure my stock's in place, make sure the other stock's in place, make sure my 6 handguards and 4 quad rails are properly aligned, and make sure all my sights are flipped up, you know. I just want something that's simple. Something that you can just pick up, maybe squeeze the handle to turn on the light, and there you go. You know, I don't want to have to be flipping switches and pressing buttons and playing with crap in the dark. Because, I mean, that's the whole point of having a home defense carbine, is something that's going to be able to be easily used for defense. And you don't need all that extra crap hanging off your rifle to defend your home. It's like, you know, I see a lot of people doing home defense carbines, and they've got these full-length quad rails, free float systems, and you know, these giant compensators on the end, and then they've got like these, you know, massive stocks on the end with like 30 different positions. They've got this whole complicated you know, system of sights on the top, and these extra little things strapped onto the magazines, the magazine well, all kinds of triggers and crap. And for me, it's just like, you know, if it shoots, that's all it needs to do. I don't need a massive, you know, 3-inch long compensator to control the recoil when I'm 5 feet away from the target. I mean, if you can't hit something at 5 feet repeatedly with an AR-15, you really don't need to be using one. Just don't. But, yeah, so I'm thinking about possibly using the bayonet lug for mounting like a flashlight and a laser, or I might put on the quad rail. I don't know. The only reason I'm going with the quad rail is it gives me the ability to attach a foregrip to it, and it also gives me a very cheap option, because it actually would be a little bit more expensive to put on a standard, you know, like the little M16 handguard, just the plastic ones. that would be a little bit more expensive for me to go, because I would have to get the front sight post put in, and whether I go with a standard block that I can install, and then with a 1913 Picatinny rail on top, and then a little sight post that fixes the top of that, or I go with the one that I would have the guy at the shop install, either way, with all the extra parts, it ends up being about the same price. So the quad rail gives me a lot more simplicity, roughly the same, well actually a little bit lighter on the weight because there's less parts, even though it's metal versus plastic, and more ability for customization. So that's kind of the direction I want to go with this, is the carbine build next. I'm going to continue doing videos on this as I go along, but I just kind of wanted to touch a little bit on where I'm going to be heading with this thing next, because like I said, it's not going to be in time for hunting season. So next year, provided that zombies don't take over the world or whatever, or whatever happens with gun bans. I guess that's a touchy subject right now. Provided all that's not really exploded by next year, then hopefully I'll still be having this and be able to hunt with it next year. But again, that's all for stuff I'm planning for next year. For this year, I'm planning making the carbine build, and then probably go out and do some videos of some just fun shooting, go out, shoot some targets and stuff. I'm not going to be using this. I'm probably going to be buying a little I think GoPro Hero 3. I've seen those. They have at Walmart for like $200. Thinking about mounting one of those onto the side rail for the quad rail I have on the carbine build. And then I'll probably use the same thing for hunting. But yeah, so that's where I'm going. I know this is a really long one. If you're still watching, this is pretty much where the rifle part ends. I just wanted to show off a couple other things I got for Christmas. One of them was this cool little camouflage phone case. I haven't got the screen protector yet. I'm probably going to get that like Friday because they're like $5. Found a nice place in the mall that has them. Also got a cool little over-the-shoulder harness for my, not the Ar-15, my SAR. I got a cool little harness here that has the 2 mag pouches on one side, and then has the spot for the pistol on there, and then just you basically fit it over your shoulder, and then it straps onto the belt. That way it holds in place, and it honestly works a lot better for carrying the thing. Like before, when I walked home a couple of times, about 6 miles, it really sucked having the SAR and all the ammo sitting on my hip, because the little clip from it kept digging into my hip, and like it was okay to carry, but by the end of the day I was glad to have it sitting on the desk. Whereas this thing I could walk for days and days and days, and yeah, it would be fine. So plus I have an extra mag pouch there, because on the other holster I just had the spot for the gun and then a single mag, whereas this I've got spot for the gun and then 2 mags. And then I can also, on the belt that's attached to, fit more mags there. The other thing I got that I was really excited about is down here. I don't know if you can see this. It's a Crescent. I think it's like a 180 piece tool set. All kinds of tools in there. That was a really nice thing I got for Christmas. Also, it was shown in the other video, but this is my ammo fridge. It's an old refrigerator that no longer works. Well, I guess it does work, I just don't have it plugged in, but I use it as a ammo storage spot now. Got this nice little box of, if it'll focus, well, anyway, it is a American Eagle 120 round ammo box with a bunch of 55 grain 5.56 by 45 NATO rounds. Estimated velocity is around 3,165 feet per second according to the box. Can't really see that, or at least it doesn't look like you can from my screen, but I don't know, this thing's not really focusing. But anyways, I got that. Yeah, so that should give me some blinking ammo. And then I also got 6 of these little boxes of 22 long rifle. There are little 50-round boxes of, I think it's Bitterroot Valley ammunition, high velocity 36 grain hollow points. So I was really happy with those. And then I think that was pretty much it, besides a couple other things. There's also two different we got 2 different electric can openers, so that was pretty cool. And I also got a nice knife block with some other stuff in there. That was really cool. And a couple other miscellaneous things. I'm probably forgetting something. In fact, if I sat down and thought about it, I'd probably remember something big that I'm missing, but I'm really tired right now, so... but yeah, so I'm making this on, I believe it is still New Year's. 1:56 now. Okay, so it is the new year, 2014. It's technically the 2nd right now, but yeah, I had a pretty good Christmas. New Year's was okay. Could have been a little better, but so yeah, we'll be looking forward to going into the new year. New direction on the rifle. May end up sometime this year looking at a new car for me, something a little bit more current, because I'm honestly a little scared that the Oldsmobile is going to die. Mainly based on the fact that as it sits right now, it is currently sitting outside with 2 all-season radials on the driver's side and 2 studded snow tires on the left side, or studded snow tires on the right side, all-season radials on the left, because I went to go home on my Friday, which was actually Monday, and yeah, I went to go home for lunch and found both of my driver's side tires completely flat. So, looking for something a little bit more current. I know the tires are not really, I guess you'd say, part of the vehicle. I mean, they are part of the vehicle, but that's not something that, you know, is going to really affect the internals. I'm more concerned about the age of the vehicle, because it is 22 years old, and I mean, it's got a few miles on it, and I've had to replace a couple things. It still runs great, but, you know, if it were to go out, it would put us in a really tough spot, and I don't want that to happen, so we might be looking at that. We may, sometime this year, be looking at moving. Not really sure on that, just kind of biding our time, seeing what happens, but we may end up doing that, or staying here, not sure. But yeah, just kind of seeing where the wind blows for right now. But I will definitely keep you guys posted for anyone who watches, and y'all have a good night. Peace.